Alright, so last time on I'm the greatest YouTuber to ever grace the earth, I made a video where I talked about the tier lists of certain specific Destiny 2 subclasses, and there were a couple really controversial ones, specifically on my inclusion of the Johnson Overlord Stasis Behemoth Titan and the Solar Welllock slash Dawnblade Never Felt a Woman's Touch. And so I put out a little poll on the internet, which ones would you rather see me play, and these were the results. First place, Behemoth Titan, 44%. Second place, Nova Walker. Third place, Dawnblade slash Welllock. And so I decided to myself, I'm going to challenge myself in the greatest way possible, playing the definitive Johnson Overlord subclass and seeing what all the hype I attributed it to was about. So the above gameplay you're seeing is a mix of Crucible and PvE gameplay that over the course of the last 24 to 48 hours I have just been simply enjoying. The biggest Johnson Overlord subclass in the entire planet for the reasons I discussed. First and foremost, that it is painfully ineffective at doing anything. Now, I am a top bottom 1% Destiny player in Crucible. So my first match on was pretty rough. I don't think I got more than 2 kills the entire time, but after that, it was smooth sailing. I didn't have to worry about a single thing because no matter what I did, it didn't matter. Alright, so for the kids at home who are unfamiliar with what Titan can do, this is the build that I was using in this video. The drippiest man known to man, the Conqueror himself, the Bull. I am going to have to censor that, otherwise I am going to get banned. I used Peacekeepers and dealt around SMG builds most of the time using Unending Tempest and Immortal as my main SMGs. Pulled out the Cerberus just to be funny. Conditional Finality, Monte Carlo, and Fatebringer were the main primary weapons I used. Same thing with the secondaries. Fighting Lion and the Toaster Jotun were the guns that I used the most. I tried Prodigal Return, and I tried Explosive Personality. I couldn't really do much with it. The meta is just... I'm bad. I'm bad at Crucible. I won't deny it. I had to put away my baby Shire's Wrath and Glacial Chasm because I don't know what it was. Even though SMGs are good right now, Shire's Wrath just simply isn't. And I didn't even use heavy weapons, really. And so moving on to the subclass, Behemoth, the Big Johnson himself. Very standard build. Tower, Catapult, can't change Shiver Strike and Glacial Grenade because Duskfield and Cold Snap are useless. The only 2 aspects you need, Tectonic Harvest and Cryoclasm. Really, if you're using Diamond Lance and Howl of the Storm and Crucible, I'm going to send you to the labor camp. Just say who you are in the comments and I'll negotiate and I'll figure out how I can get you to a labor camp ASAP. For the fragments that I used, Whisper of Conduction, Whisper of Shards, Whisper of Torment, and Whisper of Hunger. I didn't make this build. I know diddly squat about Titan, and I was having a great time. Now, that's the point. I turned off my brain and I just enjoyed the Bull, the Titan, the Mr. Big Johnson himself, Behemoth. Now, back to some gameplay. Now, my philosophy when playing the biggest Johnson subclass, Behemoth Titan, was 2 things. For starters, do not capture the zone. Do not fight for the zone. Always stay on the move. If you are touching the zone, you're actively doing something wrong. Second philosophy was there's always going to be people that are better than me, so take it with a grain of salt when I die and try to keep on the move and never sulk too hard whenever bad things happen to me. As you can see in some of the gameplay above, I was really leaning into and heavily abusing the whole fighting Lion into the Lion Rampart SMG switch speed so I can be able to be mobile and everything. Now, admittedly, I haven't done this in quite some time, so there's some instances, and a lot of instances, I don't mean some, where initially missing the Fighting Lion shot, where it should have me going back and reevaluating my life choices, instead it leads me to going headfirst into combat, just punching someone in the face, where I found nominal, suboptimal results at best. It would really shine in close quarters maps. Some of the longer range maps that I played that I'm simply not even including gameplay of because it was simply atrocious. I'm talking 2 kills, 20 deaths. Now, say that what you will about me, but I'm honest enough as a Destiny player to recognize when I'm not doing the job I should be doing and to only stick to making myself trying to look as best as possible the natural content creator pipeline. This entire time, I was averaging around 25 to 30 elims per match, around a 1.3 to 1.7 KD throughout all the games I played, and I did enjoy my time. I can tell the subclass had been nerfed into the ground because all of the tracking components, all the freezing components just aren't as good as Hunter or Warlock. I was throwing Glacier Grenades, expecting people to freeze, expecting my setup to work. I was trying to hit people with the Titan Melee, the Shiver Strike, and it just wasn't tracking. It was more useful as a mobility tool, same thing with the Power Slide, than anything. I compensated for the lack of a subclass essentially by being better than everyone else. I know it's a hard concept to understand sometime, but simply by playing the game better, you tend to win more. I think I only lost one game, maybe 2 games at Crucible that I joined in late, if you would even count that. Now, I am a... I'm a man on a mission to make myself look good, and this certainly wasn't my best outing. I wasn't playing the objectives, the Titan mindset I was trying to imply. I was playing corners without having any mobility to deal with them. I was playing long range without any long range options. I was doing the most for the least amount of personal satisfaction. Now, don't get me wrong. In the limited time that I had with the Big Johnson subclass, I felt myself changing internally because it was so bad and I was so bad that I felt the need to embody what is the Big Johnson mindset, and that would be to simply turn off the game. But I couldn't turn off the game because I needed to prove 40 or so people wrong on the internet, and this is where we are now. Now, the super, the glacial, run around, Behemoth Titan, I don't even know what the super's called, because just like a Titan, I'm empty-minded. It sucks. Let me tell you, I have never, ever, ever, ever had a worse time using what is supposed to be an instant win button in history. The punches don't track. You don't travel very far. The stasis shards, when you slam on the ground, they track okay, but you can't really kill them afterwards, because they just pop supers and counter you in that time of the game. So I think I maybe got a grand total of 6 or 7 kills with my super the entire time. Now, I wasn't playing it as optimally as possible, but a super is supposed to be an instant win button, and I'm not sat here complaining about a class not having an instant win button. In fact, I'm applauding the people who play this class, knowing it sucks so bad because it doesn't have an instant win button. And I would rather have taken Voidwalker Warlock into Crucible than Stasis Titan, and I think that's what I'm gonna do next, because I'm a big fan of talking a biblical amount of shit about other people's playstyles besides my own. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to take the Void Warlock into Crucible, and I'm going to end my yapping session by saying, if you enjoyed this, which I don't know who is still here at this point, please in the comments section tell me what it is you want me to play next besides the Nova Warlock, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have more fun on that because you're a bigger degenerate for using Nova Walker Warlock, because you're not a Johnson Overlord and you've never felt a woman's touch, but you know what the sun is. Now, I can talk to women without crying, so maybe I'll have a better time using a more broken subclass. Thank you for listening to my yap session. See you next time.